at here, right? Now, something kind of sparked a little thought in me. And you guys know me, like, anytime I see a decent subject to talk about, I'll definitely talk about it, for sure. So, something that's really important, and I think not a lot of people, like, address, right? Is the difference between an artist and a content creator. Now, short and simple, those two terms are just titles. Like, they're not anything that really means anything more than that. Like, if you're a content creator, that's great. If you're an artist, that's great. If you're a producer, that's great. You're a manager, that's great. Like, all those things are just titles. But when I see artists in particular, or even content creators on the opposite end, slander each other, where, you know, like, for example, like, I see artists try to, like, invalidate content creators because they do what they do, or they do shit with music, or this, that, and the third, and it's just like, the only difference between those two things is the content itself. Like, artists make music, content creators do all types of shit, Twitch, YouTube, etc., TikTok, whatever. Like, the thing is like, if you're genuine on both ends of the stick, like, I don't really see an issue. Like, if you're a genuine content creator, that's great. If you're a genuine artist, that's great. Like, I think the only common ground that needs to be had is if you're genuine. Like, so when I see artists, like, talk about, like, content creators as if they're, like, below us, or, like, below, like, artistic creatives, like, you make fucking content. Like, newsflash, motherfucker, if you put out music, that is content, period, end of story. Like, there's no debating that, period. So you would be, you could totally be classified as a content creator if you wanted to be. And that doesn't make you any less of a genuine artist. Same thing with content creators. Like, if you fucking do TikToks and, you know, do a bunch of weird shit on there and different shit and make viral shit, like, does that mean you're not genuine? Some of them are very fake and weird, absolutely. But there's a lot of, like, really genuine people on both sides. And I think the only common ground, like I said, is to be genuine. Like, being genuine is really important. And when I see, like, either end sort of, like, talk about shit like, oh, you know, like the term content creator is like almost slandered. And it's just so bizarre to me, because there are a ton of artists who do the same shit. You know what I mean? We see them manufactured by labels all the time that aren't genuine. Like, and I think the only thing that's, like I said, really important is if you're fucking genuine. Like, and to act like you don't make content because you're an artist is fucking, like, it's trying to put yourself in some imaginary lane that's not there, right? Because we all love this shit. We all do this shit for the music. We all love to make music and love the essence of it, regardless of whether we, you know, become financially stable or, you know, have a support basis and a third. We're all still going to be doing this because we love this shit. And that's what makes people genuine, is the passion. And as long as you're out here doing that, that's all that fucking matters. Like, you're not a judge of whether somebody's content is fucking genuine or not. Like, and if they're exposed to be some weird fucking other shit, then that's that. You know what I mean? Then their content's fraudulent. Who gives a fuck? But to, like, deny yourself of that and like to try to think that you're like any better or worse or this or that is fucking weird, dude. It's so weird. Like, and I don't condone that shit. You know what I mean? I don't condone that shit at all. Like, I don't think that's cool at all. Because everybody needs to eat, and as long as you're genuine with it, like, all that matters, because your content's actually going to, you know, be served with a purpose if it's genuine, right? So shit like that is kind of interesting to me, because it's just like such a warped take on things, because like everybody has to eat. Like, it's not 1849 where people are fucking painting in a field with a violin and shit like that. Like, brother, like, people have to eat. Like, people have to make more content with their music than just get in the studio and fucking put it on fucking Spotify. You know what I mean? Like, and some don't want to do that, and that's fine. That's why you get a team of trusted people, and they'll help you with things like that, so you can focus on being just an artist. And then some artists do want to do the other content side of things, but to call somebody not fucking genuine because of that is some wild shit. Like, you are fated for that. That is super fugazi to me. I do not fuck with that at all, because that's not what this is, you know what I mean? Like, that, like, fuck it style of art works until you're about 18, and then, you know, you have bills to pay, and you want to make this still your reality. So you're like, okay, I'm working a shitty job, and I still have to pay for studio time, I still have to pay for new gear, I still have to pay for this, that, and the third. Like, to, like, expect artists to just, like, wing it is fucking stupid. Like, that's fine if that's what you do and that works for some people, but some artists want to take, like, a calculated route and try to plan out their future while being financially stable from, you know, their personal job or whatever, right? And to shun them because they're doing content and really, like, pushing their work is fucking stoned. Like you gotta be fated for that. Like, and that's really my point, is you're no better than anybody else. As long as their content's genuine, you're on the same level. You know what I mean? Like, just let people do them, and don't worry about other people's, like, validity of their content. You know what I mean? Like, you don't decide whether their content's valid if you're not a supporter, right? Like outside of, like, media platforms and reviews and things like that, like, genuine supporters, right? Like, people that consume your art, like, those are the only people that make your shit valid. Like, who the fuck cares about, you know what I mean? Like, so-and-so says about your shit. You know? Fuck them. Truly, fuck them. Like, and that's something really important that I think needed to be touched on a little bit. Because, you know, at the core of the show, we always review and premiere content. But even since the early days of Music Mondays, this has always been a talk show, right? And that's definitely one subject that needed to be just, like, really discussed on, because don't get me wrong, there are very, like, whack content creators out there, right? Like, there's a lot of them. There's a whole lot of, like, really shitty people that just do weird, shitty things. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not uncommon, but to, like, group them in with everybody else is, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's not right. It's like trying to group all artists in with, like, their genre, or, like, group all artists in with, like, independent artists, and it's fucking whack. So when I see artists doing that, definitely no bueno. But always put yourself out there. Always, you know, don't listen to nobody if it's negative, bro. Like, if they're out here stating their opinion, that's fine, but their opinion is not a law. You know what I mean? Like, just like my opinion isn't law, right? But we just sit here and, like, have an open discussion rather than, like, you know, if you want consultation and shit like that and me to tell you X, Y, or Z, that's a different story. But as a whole, me speaking to the community, this is our conversation. It's not, like, just my conversation, right? I just share my take on things. And when people try to, like force their take down, like, other people's throats, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm never gonna, like, tell you what's right or wrong. Like, I'm just gonna give you my advice. And, you know, if you want to take that advice, that's up to you. But other than that, like, there's no rules to this shit, and everybody knows that. You know what I mean? So to call an artist or a content creator not genuine, or, you know, act like they're, you know, like, their content or what they do is, like, worth, like, less than what you do, is fucking whack. Very whack. So don't do that. No bueno. No bueno. So yeah, interesting topic, but definitely something that I wanted to discuss. So we got through updates. Really wanted to touch on that subject, and I think we can get into a little bit of reviews.